My name is Anthony. Welcome to the Scalability Podcast. Oh my God. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Scalability Podcast. Today I am here with my boy Julian.
What's going on, y'all?
AKA Jay. Right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
what,
sir.
What do you prefer?
Jay, Julian, Jay talks credit, man. You know, I'll take it all, man. Jay Plies was my name back in the day to my old Instagram handle. Jay Plies 707, man.
Ooh, wait, hold on.
Yeah, man. That was back in the day. It's a funny story, man. So I always, because I had just got an Instagram, and I was trying to think what it was something catchy, right? And you remember this the rapper Plies? Yeah. So Plies had come out with "You My Shawty," sing it to me, girl. So I was like, man, Jay, because Julian Plies, Jay Plies, and you know I'm from Vallejo, so 707.
Yeah.
So I said Jay Plies 707. You feel me? So you know, it worked out. But yeah, it was my Instagram handle for probably like 10 years before Jay Talks Credit. So
that's good. Yeah, that's really interesting, man.
Yeah.
I remember Plies. He was like, dude, Plies was pretty instrumental, I feel like, in my music journey. Oh, and you know what? So you only needed 30 seconds on that cam, right?
30, yeah. It's all, we can take it off.
Cool, it's all good. Yeah, it's already closed. It's all good. So, all right, guys. So let's hop back in here. So we're actually chilling at WeWork right now, recording in a new room that we haven't recorded in. So for those of you watching on YouTube, it's pretty cool. I was just telling Jay, like, dude, this place, we get it for $99 a month.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Like, I'm paying $500 a month in my spot in Vallejo. Like, WeWork might be the move moving forward.
Yeah, I think and to be transparent, right? Like, what are we paying $99 for a month is for access to the building.
Right.
So we pay for access to the building, and we don't get like a dedicated desk or dedicated office. It's like wherever the common area is, right? So this room that we're in is kind of like is considered a common area. Anyone can come here, grab a desk. But for us, that works because we don't really want to have dedicated offices. You know?
And the thing is, y'all don't see this space here. There's like a fucking 100 rooms in here and 1,000 desks. Like, you don't need a dedicated spot. Like, like this is kind of like a commercial for WeWork right now, but yeah, like I'm definitely trying to get this WeWork. We need one in Northern California, or we need one in Northern Bay, right? And Vallejo and everything of the sort. But
so what does that $500 come with actually?
So it comes with I got a dedicated room. I had to get a dedicated room. Comes with Wi-Fi, common area. It's actually the Solano County Black Chamber of Commerce. Oh, so they actually hooked me up. Right, so they were in conjunction with one of the entrepreneurship community development programs in the area. So it came with, actually, let me rewind. For about 6-7 months, they're giving me a deal for only $200 a month, right? So I'm like, oh, hell yeah, I'm gonna take that, right? Because everywhere else is gonna be $500, $600, $700. Yeah. So got that. Let's see, it comes with special access to different types of grants. It comes with a little, what's it called? A massage chair to kick it back and everything of the sort. It's something small, nothing too crazy, nothing like the WeWork out here, but it's respectable, you know?
Yeah, no, that's dope. Like Fairfield, like what's the population of Fairfield?
Oh, like number-wise? Yeah. Oh, bro, I wouldn't have to know. I have to Google that. I would say it's... What would you say Oakland is?
Oh, so it's just as big as Oakland?
I would say half of that. I would say half of that.
Oakland's probably like 800,000 to a million, somewhere around there. Probably.
It's I would say it's not a city, but like a big town. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's dope. That's dope.
But where's your office?
My office.
Yeah. Is this where you work most of the time, or you work?
Yeah. So I either work from home or here, right?
I got it. Got it.
Like at home, we bought some desks from Costco, like for like $300. They got them down. They're super dope.
Yeah.
Got the, monitor there and whatnot. But I got ADHD like crazy, bro. I can't work in the same spot every day.
Nah, I hear that.
Some days I work on the desk, on the couch, in the kitchen, in the bed. Some days I need to go to the clubhouse in the apartments, and most days I like come into WeWork.
Yeah.
And you already see there's so many different spots to work here.
Oh, bro, it's crazy.
But
do you ever just travel, like go somewhere because you get tired of working in the same spot?
Yeah.
Like I do that often. I just go on a road trip. Like, bro, I'm tired of being in my room or being in the office. Like, bro, let me just go to Santa Cruz for a weekend. Like, get an Airbnb and just chill out by the beach and all that.
Yeah. So here's my rule, right? Like my rule has always been, all right. So for traveling, if I'm traveling like more than 4 hours, I like to stay for at least 2 weeks.
That makes sense.
If it's really long, like for example, like last year I took a vacation to Nicaragua for a month, and I took a vacation to the Philippines for a month.
Oh, that makes sense.
I was in San Diego for like 2 to 3 weeks at a time. So like that's I like to. I don't like to travel, dude. I hate being in the car. Okay, I like to travel. I hate the journey.
Okay? I hear that,
Being in the car, being in the plane, I hate it. So for me, it's like whenever I do something, I need to be out for a week or 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Like this is like, and it's just in me. So that's what I like to do. I have not done that so far this year because my business, like, dude, we got thrashed. We got thrashed this last Q4 of last year.
Right.
I mean, bro, we lost like over 65 grand a month in revenue, right? Which for a lot of people, that shit would take you out.
No, for sure, for sure.
But for us,
But not for Anthony, man.
Oh,
like we still in this game, huh?
Fuck, like thank God, my business partners and clients, and I had a lot of support. And dude, like it was funny. I was talking to my girl on the way here. I was like, dude, I'm gonna show Jay my credit score because I need your help. Which this is gonna be a perfect segue actually into what you do.
Right.
But dude, I got 555s.
Okay. Yeah. Hold up. For the people who don't have Credit Karma, a lot of people talk shit about Credit Karma, saying it's not the real credit score. It's not that it doesn't have a right credit score. It's just they're using a different model, right? So I tell people, look, get your Credit Karma, get the free apps, because I tell people, look, you should be looking at your credit report more often you're looking at your bank account, right? And I tell people that because, look, with your credit report, you're gonna at least know how much potential money you have access to, right? But with your bank account, you only know how much money you have access to at that moment, right? So as long as you protect your credit report, man, it's unlimited how much money you're gonna be able to make, bro.
I love that.
Yeah.
Love that, dude. Yeah, and this last year, because we took such big hits, and I like to be pretty transparent on this podcast. I don't ever like to front as if I have something and don't, or I don't ever like to, I never like to act like I'm somebody I'm not.
Right.
So this last year, for example, for the business alone, like because of business credit, we were able to take out like $60,000.
Wow, I love it.
With the so business partner hooked it up with over 10 grand in funding. And so there was all these things that basically like kept us afloat.
Nice. That's amazing.
But I want to.
It's a blessing.
Yeah, no, it is a blessing now because like we're bouncing back, and I put a post up on my Instagram last night. Like I was talking about, like, you remember when you were kids and you were at the arcade and you're playing and you're getting like almost to the boss, and then you run out of tokens and you're out of lives, and then your homie just out of nowhere puts his own tokens for you, and then you're back in the game, right?
Yeah.
And now you guys can take out the boss together. I think about business like that a lot, right? Where like I felt like all the people who kind of came to my rescue during my time of need, they kept me in the game, because otherwise I would have been wiped out. Company would have been gone. Right. Hundreds of people would have lost jobs. Like it would have been crazy. So, but
you know what's great about that? Anybody else? You brought up a good point. Anybody else? I don't think they would have made that, man. But what's something about you is that you're really big on relationships. Right?
Huge,
Do you think you would have been able to have all those people in your back without those relationships?
No.
Right?
No, absolutely not.
Like, I remember meeting you at the first meet. Where were we? We were somewhere here in San Jose, and you were just so open, right? And that's one thing about Anthony I noticed. He's just willing to go up and talk to anybody. And then we started talking about the 4-hour work week, and he said, man, look, we kicked it off we talked about that. He told me about what he was doing with OutsourcePlug, and he said, bro, let's connect, man. And I told him some things I was having problems with a couple of my VAs. He said, bro, I got all the game that you need, bro. Like, let's get on the call. And this man gave me about 3 or 4 consultation sessions, man, for free, and after seeing that, I'm like, hey, this man is a giver, right? And I see that it's one of your values, right?
Yeah, dude. I think that this last time that we went through this hard time is because for like that's always been my motto, right? Like for every one favor I ask, I've given 100.
Right. That's huge.
So, but with that, but I like actually really. Here's the thing: I don't just enjoy working with just anybody. I continue to work with you because I remember Pepe was around at that time, and I was like, let's see if he takes action, and sure enough, you did.
Man.
Like everything, dude, that's one thing is like sometimes when you give them free game, people just take it for granted.
Man,
and then the thing is when I gave you all, like I was like, okay, here's the thing. I need you, I can't remember. I think, hey, I need you to like create this form, embed it on your website. I need you to create these things and da-da-da. And then you came back like a week later with everything.
Man, look.
Yeah.
Man, look. I'm big on action, Look, I give a lot of free information online. I do a lot of give a lot of credit gems, business funding gems, and they're like, it feels like I'm wasting my time if I hear that people are taking it, don't use it, but then still come back for more information. I was like, I just gave all the free game. All you have to do is just follow the instructions that I'm giving out for free, right? And now it's like, now you're taking my time. It's like, hey, might have to charge you now, right?
Yeah.
So, I'm big on action, taking action on information that I already have, right? Before going some more. So
I was just telling my girl before we got here, probably like within the next 2 months, now that my company is jumping back on, I might hire you to actually start working on my credit because I know that you're legit. But let's talk a little bit about that. So
man.
For those people who are listening in or watching, can you actually tell them exactly what it is that you do?
Yeah, guys. So my name is Julian Pilate-Hutcherson from Vallejo, California. I'm the president of Take FLYT Solutions, credit consulting, specializing in helping the entrepreneur get access to high-limit business funding and business credit through improved credit, right? I started this business because I saw that there was a need in the marketplace for startup entrepreneurs, business owners who want to be able to get to the next level, right? But a lot of times they come up with a lot of different types of excuses saying, hey, there's not enough resources, or I don't know the right people, or I don't have the money, right? And I found that, hey, the most powerful thing that we could do as a business owner, or even as a consumer, is to be able to get our personal credit right? Because once we are able to get our personal credit right, it seems like everything else just falls into place, right? And in the case of business, right, we talk about business credit, business loans, business lines of credit. If we go to a bank, credit union, local bank, everything of the sort, what's the first thing that they're going to look at, right? Whether it's business credit or not, they're going to be looking at your personal credit, right? A lot of times, unless you're making millions and millions of dollars in revenue every single month, no matter where you go, they're going to be pulling your personal credit, right? So I always tell people, look, if you're just starting a business, you don't have the revenue coming through, at least get your personal credit right, because that's going to be able to open up doors that even 6 figures, 7 figures, and revenue is not going to be able to do for you, right? So it's a major game changer. It's a major game changer. It's really changed my life. It's been able to help my family's life. I've been able to get multiple 6 figures in business funding, started multiple businesses for me and my family, all by using other people's money, right? Because once I found out that game, I said, ooh, it's different, right? Different. So.
Yeah. That's so with the industry that you're in, right? I feel like you rewind, 5, 6 years ago, there wasn't too many people in the game, right? Now I look all over Instagram, bro. I got to throw a rock and hit one of your competitors.
Right.
Kind of turned into like, real estate agents, right?
Right.
Where there's real estate agents everywhere. So how like for those people watching, like how can they tell the difference between like who's actually real and who's just trying? This is like one of the hard parts of fucking social media nowadays.
Right. Facts.
You can't tell like what somebody actually has. Right.
Right.
And I'm so against like there's so many. See, if I pay you $2,000, $3,000, however much you charge, doesn't fucking matter.
Right.
If I pay you money and you fix my credit, that's great. This is now we have a service, right?
Right.
But if I sell you a course talking about how to fix credit, but you've never actually fixed credit, like fuck.
Right.
Like, how can I tell who's real and who's not real?
And it's a struggle, man, because there's so much money in selling courses now, right?
Yeah.
Selling courses, and people, a lot, the game
And
is
not just courses, but coaching too.
and coaching, right?
Yeah.
Because they always say the best marketer wins, right? It's not the best product or the best service, it's the best marketer. So if you know how to market, you know how to be able to talk good, you're able to influence people through your videos or anything of the sort.
Or look good in a bikini on the beach with a laptop.
Right. So you're honestly able to sell anything. So one thing that I always do, make sure, do they have receipts, right? Because without receipts, there's no success, right? There's a lot of people who talk a good game, but what have you actually done? Have you helped people before? That's the major thing. Or is anybody willing to vouch for you? Right? For me, if you go to my website, you're going to be able to see I have multiple videos of people saying how I've been able to help them, how I've been able to change their lives, be able to get to the 500 to the 700s, right? Also, who's giving out the most game? Free game. I'm not talking about, hey, DM me and I'm going to charge you a $200 fee. I'm talking about who's willing to give out the most game. Because if people are giving out a lot of game for free, I'm thinking, oh, you're giving all this for free? Imagine if I paid you, what can you give me, right? So I'm always looking for who's giving out the most free game, what type of receipts they have, and are they actually a genuine person, right? Because I could, you can get that type of vibe from somebody by talking to them, seeing if they're really just trying to get your money, get you enrolled in the class, or they really want to help you, right? Look, man, I've been scammed out of tens of thousands of dollars, right? So look, I've learned from personal experience. It's not the best feeling. So I've learned that you got to check your receipts and really got to vet these people out here, man.
Yeah, that's awesome. So talking about who's giving out the most free game, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like right now, especially like for my YouTube, my entire goal for YouTube is like to put myself out of business, right? That's literally like I'm thinking like, okay, I'm literally gonna teach people how I build my systems, how I build my CRMs, how I fucking hire people, how to create the job. Like I'm literally giving away everything because we both know game, that, bro. Yeah, and it is, right? Because that's what establishes us as
an authority,
right? But at the same time, it establishes us as an authority. But at the same time, we both know that 99.95% of people won't
act on it.
Ever.
Right. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So, all right. So now I know what you do, but who actually are you, bro? Like, tell me about your upbringing.
Man.
So you're in Fairfield.
So I'm in Vallejo. So I'm in Vallejo. It's a city over from Fairfield.
Okay.
So yeah, man, I grew up in, my mom lives in Vallejo. My dad lives in. You feel? Home of E-folded, home of CC Sabathia. So yeah, man, I grew up with my mom. My dad lives in Sacramento. Visit him every once in a while. Yeah. Very active in sports. I got straight A's in school and everything of the sort. And I grew up wanting to be.
You grew up with straight A's?
Oh, bro, I was hella smart, bro. I was hella smart.
You are hella smart.
Hey, man, look, I get through it now. You feel me? Look, but yeah, man, I was an A+ student in science, math, everything of the sort, and I wanted to become an engineer.
Wow.
I wanted to become like a civil engineer, man. So I studied applied physics, civil engineering. I went to Morehouse College, University of Notre Dame, got dual bachelor degrees. So it was a good time, it was a good time.
You know what? When I think of Vallejo, I think of Mac Dre. I think of
I
think like going stupid, going dumb. But you were going smart,
bro. Yeah, man. Yeah, for sure. When a
lot
of people, I made sure I had to get out of Vallejo, man. That's one thing I tell all my. So I mentor kids. I mentor black high school students in Vallejo, Fairfield area, and I always tell them, like, if you have an opportunity to get out of the city, do it. Right? Because once you leave, you start seeing other perspectives. You start seeing how other people live. You start seeing what's outside of your city. And I've just seen, now that I'm 30 years old, people who never left, they still have the same type of mindset, right? And I think as you know, man, entrepreneurship is like 70% mindset, and it's cliche to say, but as I'm going through it, I realize it, right? Yeah. So if you're not exposed to different things, you're gonna automatically only think what you're exposed to, right? So I tell people, look, if you got a chance to go to HBCU out of college or go out of state, go ahead and do that, right? If you want to go to a university college, if you want to go to DC, New York, anywhere else, the best time to do it is in college, right? Especially if you're able to get access to different scholarships, because there's organizations out there literally giving billions of dollars out there. I tell my kids this all the time. It's just, are you willing to apply to them? Are you willing to write these essays? Essays are like 500 words, right? And then I just found that some students don't even want to do that. Yeah. So I'm like, you don't want to write one essay to get $5,000? Yeah. Right? So, I just tell them like, yo, get out of school or get out of state. Go out of state. So I did that, was in Atlanta, went to Notre Dame in Indiana, came back to California, worked for a utility company, did that for about 4 years. But as I was going through it, I realized it was a dead-end job, right? I got paid well. I was able to stack bread. However, I saw that if I kept my head down, kept doing the same thing what I was doing now or doing then, I'd probably be making like $20,000, $30,000 more. Mm-hmm. And it was one of those jobs where you see where you're going to be by looking at your boss. And I wasn't happy I wasn't impressed with where my boss was. And I told myself, look, I got to be able to figure out how I'm going to make this work. Yeah. I got to be able to make it work because there's got to be more to life outside of this, right? It was every single day, waking up at 5:30, driving 40 minutes, an hour to work every single day, right? Being around a whole bunch of people who weren't really happy with their job, right? People were getting paid well, but they weren't happy. They were just complaining, right? And I remember being around that so much, I caught myself complaining. And it's one of those
rubbing off on you,
right? Exactly. And at that point, okay, it's time to make a change, right?
Okay, hold up. Before you keep going,
jump in, bro.
This is a really interesting story, right? Because if you know me, I'm very like anti-school. However, and not I'm anti-college if you're not going to be a doctor, lawyer, like whatever, those big ones. However, my girlfriend's like looking at me right now. She's over here smiling when you're talking about like historically black,
HBCUs.
HBCU, historic.
HBC, Black College or University.
College
Are you been teaching
about? Got it, yeah.
I'm an AKA, so I was trying
to... Oh, you okay? Oh, root to the K. You didn't tell me that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was trying to explain to him Greek life and
all okay.
So we talk about this a lot, right? So I'm not, and I don't mean like, and I don't mean it in a way where college is bad for everyone, because there's a lot of people that live in communities that college is the only way out, right? Right. So I understand the importance of college for some people, right? Right. Like for my son, my conversations with him are not what college you want to get into. Actually, I put my son in football. He became very passionate about it. He came up with the decision that he wants to go to the league. So I'm like, okay, great. But you got to do it in school. Right. And I ain't going to help you. Right. And so like every single day he's like doing his homework. Now, thank God my girl's like, really good at working with him with his homework and stuff. But he wants to go to college to go to football, and I support that.
That's what's up.
But when it comes to, college, I just school, I got a chip on my shoulder. Yeah, right? Yeah. But to hear though that you are mentoring, did you say kids or black kids?
Black high school students.
Okay. Yeah. That's deep right there. Can you actually touch on that a little more?
Yeah,
How long have you been doing that? Yeah, man. Tell us about the situations that these kids are in. Like, I want to hear about this.
Yeah, for sure, man. So I remember being in high school, right? And I'm sure a lot of people who have the same situation, being in school, a lot of times your counselor is not going to talk about college, right? You have to actively go after them to say, how do I get in? How do I get these scholarships, right? In a lot of schools, these counselors are either not trained or they just don't care. I don't know what it is, but that could be a whole nother conversation. But some of these schools or these students, they don't know what to do, right? I was blessed enough to give an opportunity to go to a college enrichment program. It was for black students, and I always remember it was at Stanford. And I remember all the D9. The D9 was out there. They were stomping, they were hopping, stepping, and they were talking about black life at Stanford, right? And it really stood out to me because it was the first time anybody who was around my age was talking about going to college and being around other black people, right? And that single-handedly made me realize, oh, I want to go to a HBCU, right? And that, in addition to, my folks there, they're Black Greek also, and I used to go to the South and everything of the sort. But being in an environment, actually seeing it, right? Even though it wasn't an HBCU, but seeing other black students having community, I said, oh, this is something I want to be able to have, right? So after going to school and doing my 6 years, came back, and I realized there was a lot of black students who may have went to predominantly white schools, right? And they may have not had a counselor that was really actively helping them get into schools, right? Not showing them that there was scholarships out there for them, right? And not showing them how to be able to apply, right? When I had the opportunity, I was told like, yo, get this scholarship done, get this scholarship done. Like I dedicated weeks to be able to just apply to as many scholarships as possible, but because I had someone to teach me that. A lot of people don't have that. So now, even if they wanted, a lot of these kids, if they wanted to go to school and they got in, they can't get it. They can't go because they don't got the money. And a lot of these schools don't give out scholarships, right? So now it's on the parents to take out loans that may or may not be predatory to be able to get them in. And I was like, man, these kids need some type of guidance, right? Show them that there's other ways outside of just taking hella loans out, right? So I told myself, look, I gotta go to these different schools. I'm part of a counselor for Willie B. Atkins program, right? It takes black high school students, Vallejo, Fairfield, Benicia, and teach them about scholarship, teach them about college, teach them about HBCUs. We actually take them to an HBCU tour all throughout the South. Wow. And just get them exposed to college life, right? And even if they don't want to go to college, giving them opportunities to go to trade schools, right? Showing them ways to be able to make money or educate themselves after high school, that there is a life outside of high school. So seeing that, what it has done for me, I realized that I need to be able to give back, right? Lift as I climb, right?
Lift as I climb. Damn. Okay, so do you have any? So you're only 30, right? So you're really young. I'm gonna be 31 in a few days, actually.
Oh, bro, what you doing for your 31st?
My birthday party. You invited.
What we doing? What we doing?
I think I'm gonna just have something at the house.
Okay, cool,
so
cool.
There's a little clubhouse in my apartment complex. I'm
nice.
gonna rent it out. We'll probably have like 100 people or something.
Oh,
yeah.
You see, he tried to play it down. Then he said, "Oh, it's just about to be 100 people."
Yeah, it's like it's
Lolo is like, no, it's not happening.
But you're 30.
Yeah.
So how old are your kids?
I got no kids, bro. I have no kids. Yep.
Oh, you don't have kids?
No kids.
I thought I heard you say earlier my kids.
Oh man, I'm probably talking about my mentees. Yeah, I call them my kids. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but they're grown. They're like 16, 17, 18 years old. Yeah.
So have you can you tell me like a success story of one of the kids that you've helped out?
Yeah, man. There's this my guy Andrew. He was always very smart, right? I remember meeting him when he was probably in 8th, 9th grade. Very well spoken, very, very smart, right? But he came from family didn't have a lot of money, right? So I remember him going through this Willie B. Atkins program, and it's about 3 or 4 years. And I remember him coming to senior, but I saw his growth. I saw him persevere through hard classes that a lot of other students weren't able to get through, right? We always had like some type of relationship. We were always very cool. And I remember him reaching out to me and said, look, I want to go to Morehouse. And that kind of touched me because that he knew that Morehouse meant a lot to me.
Yeah.
So he said, would you mind writing me a letter of recommendation?
Oh.
And I said, okay, cool, right? Yeah, I said, I felt honored because at that point I had never written a letter of recommendation for a high school student.
Yeah.
So I remember taking it to heart. I remember going in, took about 2 or 3 days to write it. I wanted it to be perfect. I wanted to make sure that he was gonna get in.
Yeah.
Man, look, I had a Grammarly app open, making sure everything was good, my tenses were good, and I really put a story in, and I really vetted for this guy, and I gave it to him, and he showed his parents, and his parents were like so ecstatic, right? And I always remember the mom called me, and she actually started tearing up on the phone.
Wow.
And I said, "Wow, that's crazy, right?" Because he didn't even get in yet. I just wrote the letter of recommendation, but no. So he submitted the letter of recommendation, his application. The man was able to get in, and he was not. Unfortunately, he didn't get anywhere else, but he got into Morehouse College, and I like to think that a lot of it had to do with his character, but then also the letter of recommendation, right?
Well, I mean, if he didn't get into all these other colleges, but he got into Morehouse,
Right.
that's a big,
Yeah, for sure. I don't like to do my own horn, but it kind of goes back to what we were talking about before. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to afford the student loan, so he ended up going to a community college. But that's one of the reasons why I say, look, for all the high school students out here watching this video now, start applying for these scholarships now. Like, at least if you're freshman, sophomore, at least start looking to where you can find them, right?
Do you get paid to go speak at these schools?
I don't.
You should. You should, yeah. I have a friend of mine. His name's Ovi. If you go to like oviinspires.com, he gets paid to go. So he's an immigrant from I believe from Guatemala,
Right.
and he tells a story about how he came here undocumented, and how his mom didn't want him to go to school. She wanted him to work.
Right.
And he basically tells a story of how he convinced his mom to let him go to school, that he would still work, and he went to school, graduated, went to college, and now he gets paid by schools. He's on the news all the time, and all he's doing really is just telling his story and inspiring kids. So, but he gets paid to do that.
Right.
So, and I think he lives up north in the North Bay.
Really?
Yeah, I think.
See,
how far is Santa Rosa?
That's probably about 30, 40 minutes or
Oh
so.
yeah, you guys need to link up.
I don't know if I would want to do that and get paid, because now I feel like it would be a job, and I just love doing it without getting paid,
Here's the thing: like, you can get paid to inspire, but help people get grants for free. You know
Right,
what I mean?
right. Yeah. And I think that's really big, and something I also want to do too is teach a lot of these high school students about personal finance, man. Man, and I think that's so huge too, because I talk to people about their credit literally every single day, right? And it amazes me that there's so many people who they might be 30-some, 40 years old, and they say, "Yeah, I've never looked at my credit report before," and that's crazy, right? And they say, "I've never owned a credit card," and I'm thinking, wow, that shows our school system has failed us, right?
Dude, I'm pissed because, like, I think I didn't start taking credit serious until last year, and I built my business credit, and
Right
obviously
on.
I just showed you I destroyed my credit, trying to keep my company
But you gotta
alive.
do what you gotta do, man. I respect that, for sure.
Thank you. Which is cool now, but like,
Yeah.
I get pissed when I see people paying their fucking rent with like Bilt, and they're getting points for it. I'm like, shit,
Right.
and I get pissed because I know how much money we spend every single month on cards, and I can't get an American Express right now. I can't get the fucking any of these cards with
Bro,
the
we
points.
about to get you right, bro. We're gonna get you right.
Let's talk about it because,
man.
bro, let me tell you something. I'm bouncing back right now.
You fired me up, bro.
The comeback is real.
Let's go.
But yeah, man. So, but that's just something that I don't know. Maybe you should look into.
Yeah,
because you're
man.
already doing it.
Yeah.
And how cool would it be if it's like, hey, we're gonna fly you out to this high school for a week. You're gonna
That would
fucking
be dope.
inspire,
That'd
and
be
then
dope.
after you're gonna get to teach, financial literacy.
Yeah.
You're gonna get paid like 15 grand.
Yeah,
Like,
that would be
yeah.
dope. That would be dope, man. Especially if I'm able to at least inspire someone who never thought about college, actually applying and getting into college
Yeah.
and doing the shit that he's always wanted to do.
And then you get
feel
like
me?
200-300 followers everywhere you go.
Hey, man, look. I mean, I guess that would be kind of cool too. You know what I'm saying?
So that's a little side effect, right? And,
Yeah,
these are
yeah.
future clients and future, these they'll follow you throughout their college years. But so all right, let's get into the next topic real quick.
Yeah, man.
Because we're gonna at the final part of this, I'm gonna ask you to give away like your best tactics, everything.
bro,
But
for
now,
sure, bro. Hell yeah.
so all right. We met because we both went to an HBN event.
Yeah.
And I remember the very first HBN event, you were very good at like asking questions.
Yeah, for sure.
And then that's actually like how I noticed you, because you asked probably more questions than anybody else that
Is
day.
that the real estate one?
Yeah, the real estate
yeah,
one.
for sure.
Yeah. And then okay, but now a big reason why we connected was because of virtual assistants.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
for sure,
so
bro. Yeah.
help me understand your business model. How do you make money, and then how do your virtual assistants work within your business?
For sure. So, Take FLYT Solutions is I would say it's a business funding program, right? So a lot of entrepreneurs, business owners want to be able to go get the $10, $25, $50,000 lines of credit. However, a lot of times they don't realize when they go to the banks, they have to have strong personal credit to be able to do that. So now, instead of jumping up to these business loans, lines of credit, everything of the sort, let's start from square one. Let's start building up your personal credit, right? And at the same time, structuring your business properly so that we're gonna be able to get you these lines of credit down the road, right? Because we can't go to step 10 without going to 1, 2, 3, right? So what I do is I break down the credit report. I tell them, like, look, it's not about your credit score. A lot of people think it's about your credit score. It's not, right? A lot of people think just because you have a high credit score, you're gonna be able to get approved for a lot of things. I have clients who have 800 credit scores and still getting denied American Express. So that just shows it's not about your credit score. What really matters, it's what's reporting on your credit report. So we're talking about the data points. So there's specific things, including for all the people who have Credit Karma, right? Let's pull up your Credit Karma real quick, bro.
Sure.
So there's 6 different factors on your credit report that are going to determine your overall health of your credit and determine how much funding you're going to be able to get. So for all the people who have Credit Karma, pull out your phone right now, click on one of your credit scores. And what you want to do is scroll down, and there's going to be a part that says credit factors. I don't know if I'm going to show anything, but I'm not going to show it. But it's 6 different factors, right? Yeah. First is payment history. Right, you want to make sure that everything is 100% payment history. So it means no late payments.
You could read mine, like it's all good. Yeah, go ahead.
Right, yeah. So right now it's 99%. So he probably has like one missing one late payment.
There's one that fucked me.
That's probably what it is.
Yeah,
Look, he knows what I'm talking about. Yeah. So I didn't want to call you out, but yeah, bro.
There was one that got paid late, and then I was like, what the? And then I went to go do my research, and it makes such a big impact.
It's crazy how late payments make such a big difference. Like I've seen scores drop 100 points just by one late payment, bro. It's crazy. Yeah. So next thing is credit card usage. Everybody knows about this credit utilization, right? Yeah. Keep it under 10%. A lot of people think 30%, but you really need to be under 10. Because under 30 is gonna not hurt you, but it's not going to help you. So I tell people to get under 10%.
Tell everyone where I'm at.
Because this man is an entrepreneur, business owner, and he saved his business, he is at a whopping 86% credit card usage. Yeah. But look, he's like, we're working on that, right?
We're gonna tackle it and pay it off.
And look, I have a play for that too. For the people at home who have high credit utilization, say you don't have all the cash to be able to pay it off at one time, you can actually go to a site called happymoney.com. Happymoney.com is a place where they're going to give you a personal loan dedicated to paying off all your credit cards, right? A lot of people think, oh, well, more debt. But look, what if I told you this personal loan is going to be a low interest, lower than all your credit cards, right? And now because your credit utilization is going to drop because all your credit cards are paid off, your score is going to increase, and now you have another healthy account on your credit report. So now you're looking more healthy when you go get funding down the road. Mm-hmm. So look, a play that I've helped a few of my clients been able to do, paid off literally $20,000 worth of debt, like within 7 days. It's crazy, y'all. Derogatory marks, charge-offs, collections, bankruptcies, making sure you have none of those. Credit age, making sure you have an average credit age of all your accounts at least 4 to 5 years, right?
Yeah, I think mine dropped because of all the cards that I
Yeah,
opened.
yeah. So
Yeah.
you were applying for a whole bunch of different cards, right?
Yeah, so we're at 1 year and 11 months.
111,
right now,
yeah,
which is
exactly,
not
right.
good.
Total counts, which is good. You got 18, right? So I'll tell people at least having 6 to 10 accounts of different types of accounts. We got revolving accounts, which are credit cards, and then installment accounts, which are student loans, auto loans, everything of the sort. And then hard inquiries, we all know what that is. Whenever time you apply for any type of funding, they're gonna pull your credit report, they're gonna leave an inquiry on it, right? So making sure that you have under 4 per credit reporting agency. So you only got 4, so that's not bad, right?
Yeah.
So
And by the way, so like for me, the reason why I'm okay talking about this is because like I'm supposed to be what I feel like I am is just like a living example of like if this guy could do it, so can you. Because I think if you fast forward, like we'll probably end up doing a follow-up episode after this shit gets fixed in like 6 months or something.
Bro.
And then that way you guys can see like, hey, that episode of shit was fucked up. This episode, like you're up in sales, up in revenue, up in everything, up in credit, right? And the before and after. Because like, bro, if I could do it, anybody could do it.
bro, it's crazy. I tell everybody it's not, your current situation is not your final destination.
So your current situation is not your final destination. I love
right.
that. I love that.
So going back to your original question, man. So what I do is I help entrepreneurs break down their credit report and be able to structure it so they're able to go get funding, right? But in order to do that, sometimes they have charge-offs, collections, things that need to get removed. This is where we go through the credit repair process, right? Depending on how bad your credit is or how many negative things they're reporting, it could take 6 to 12 months, right? But in this process, you have to dispute, right? Disputing with the credit reporting agencies, doing it every 35 days, right? Then I have clients having customer service. Then on top of that is marketing, right? And then
Marketing. What you mean marketing? Oh, your own business. Is
yeah, marketing, yeah, exactly.
So I guess what I want to hear is more like so I'm hearing you like so if somebody comes to OutsourcePlug, you're going to hire a virtual assistant and
Yep.
you're gonna tell us what type of virtual assistant you need,
Right.
And we are going to give you that person for a set amount, like let's say $10 per hour, for example, and you pay $10 per hour, they work for you. So what am I paying you for?
Right. So if I get a virtual assistant,
No, not just for your. Let's
okay.
Before we touch on virtual assistants. So if I'm coming in, I want to do business with you.
Right.
So do I pay like a monthly membership?
Right,
Do you
right.
charge me like how does that
right.
work?
So basic credit repair. If we want negative things off your credit report, it can go anywhere from $97 to $150 a month.
Okay,
Right.
perfect.
So that includes me and my VAs disputing on your behalf to the credit reporting agencies.
Perfect.
Right.
Sign me up.
Exactly, right? and it's perfect for the business owner because look, man, you don't got time to learn all these different laws and studying and shit. So
I bought a fucking business course and like I was able to build up my business credit, but bro, like let me tell you something. It was simple, but it was a waste of my fucking time.
It's so tedious, bro. Look, and I tell people, look, you can watch all the YouTube videos you want, man. Look, and then spend hours, weeks, days, weeks to be able to learn it all. But look, I mean, I've already done all that. So look, let me help the entrepreneurs, business owners, save you time, focus on the things that you're good at that make you money, and then outsource.
Yeah, I think with all the time that I spent, so like we make, let's just say on average in profit 10 to 15K per year per virtual assistant, right?
Nice.
Per head that we hire. So it's like, for all the time that I could have. That I was doing this, and I mean, I spent a lot of time watching the full course, taking the actions, all the stuff. Probably could have sold at least like 2-3 VAs, right? So that's probably like 30-45K per year that I could have made instead of focusing on this. So now coming back this time around, I'm not gonna try to figure it out. I'm just gonna actually hit you up. Okay, so there's the 99 to 150 a month. What else is there?
Right. So we send out disputes every 35 days. When I send out disputes, the credit reporting agencies, collection agencies, they're going to respond back, right? However, they won't respond back to me. They'll respond back to you, right, or the client. At this point, you don't know what to do with this, so you send over that correspondence to me. That's going to let me and my team know exactly how to respond back to the credit reporting agencies because they like to play a lot of games. They like to stall. They like to lie, like a lot of people don't like to admit it, but they lie about a lot of different things, right? A lot of people think that they're government entities. They're not. They're privatized, right? So they get away with a lot of different things that government entities probably wouldn't have been able to do, right? So they do a lot of stall tactics saying like, hey, we didn't receive all your information, so send it again. Then we got to wait another 35 days. But we have ways to be able to make sure that we get everything right the first time, make sure we expedite the process, everything the sort. So let's speed down the process about 8 months, right? Say we get everything off your credit report. While we're doing this, we're going to be building up your credit. For the people who don't have anything on their credit report at all, what we're going to be doing is adding healthy accounts, right? Because when you go to these banks and lenders to be able to get approved for funding, they're going to see, okay, well, yeah, you got all the negative items off, but what on your credit report do you have to show that you're able to handle the funding that we're going to be able to give you, right? So you have to have some type of credit cards on your credit report, some type of installment loans. It helps to have student loans, auto loans, any type of mix of different types of accounts on your credit, right? To be able to build it, you got to beef it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So, and here's a play, guys, for the people who want to be able to build out your credit but don't want to go into debt to do it, right? You don't want to get a credit card, you don't want to get an auto loan. Well, let me ask you this, man. What's your biggest expense right now?
Rent.
Housing, right?
Yeah.
What sense does it make that our monthly rent doesn't get reported to our credit report automatically?
Doesn't.
It doesn't. It's crazy, but our credit cards do, our auto loans do. Anything else big, it gets reported to our credit report. So what if I told you there's a way where we can actually force report our on-time rental payment history to our credit report? So we're going to add another healthy account on our credit, and on top of that, we can backdate it 2 years. So now, remember we talked about age, we talked about having another healthy account. So now we're adding another healthy account on your credit report that already has two years of age. So now, if you had an average age of 1, I mean, that's not gonna go to like 5, but it at least adds more age to it, right? So there's companies out there, Rent Reporters, go to rentreporters.com, boompay.app, Rental Karma. Those are 3 gems right there, 3 perfect websites you guys can go to force report your on-time rental payment history. And it's crazy because BoomPay, you only have to pay $2 a month, right? And you don't have to go into debt to do it. That's the crazy part.
Yeah.
You're getting credit for something that you're already
$2 a
doing.
month.
$2 a month. $10 to start up and $2 a month. It's crazy. I tell people, like, if you're renting, this is a no-brainer. Like,
What do you think about Self?
Self is cool. Yeah, for people who don't have anything, Self is a great. So for the people at home who don't know what Self is an installment loan, right? So how it works is they're going to give you like a fake loan, right? And what you're expected to do is pay back this fake loan about, depends on what you get, right? $24, $50 a month into this savings account, right? So you're gonna pay every single month. Every month that you pay, you're building credit history, right? And it's all gonna go into a savings account. So say your term is 12 months. After paying 12 months of that little bit of that loan, it's all gonna be saved up in this account and it's gonna be given back to you, right? But minus a couple fees because I got to make some money, right?
Of course.
So
Which, to me, that's a fair trade. You give me a credit line. I'm going to pay you something. And I think it's the same thing for like I think because I have personally I have Self, and I also have for my business side I have Nav. Right?
Oh, for sure.
For Nav, like that was
Nav is
great
gem.
because they not only do they give you all the stats, but like they give you a credit line too.
Exactly. They
which is
report your
dope.
business credit
Yeah,
reports.
yeah,
Yeah, man,
it's
it's a
tight.
gem. So yeah, I think it's about $40 a month, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's definitely a gem out for those at home who wants to build their business credit report. So, but yeah, man, authorized user trade lines. Have you heard of AU trade lines?
Never.
All right, so let's talk about it, man.
Yeah.
So So this is literally my first card ever. This was my Bank of America Cash Rewards card, right? Started off with like $2,000. Right now it's about $22,000, right?
Wow.
So 10 years old, 10 years old, 22,000. Say Anthony didn't have anything on your credit report. Say you had a blank slate, or you had like just a few accounts. What I could do is add you as an AU authorized user on this card, and now the limit and the history is going to be reported to your credit report. Oh. So now it's as if you've had this card, right? So now it's going to boost your overall credit, right? It's going to add history on it. It's going to boost your overall average history, and you're going to have payment history, right? So for anybody who doesn't have any type of credit, this is the number one thing you should do because this doesn't cost any money.
But you have to know somebody to do
You
that, right?
you don't have to know somebody, but that is the free way to do it. If you have a family member who has strong credit,
So they can add you on without giving you access to a card.
yes, because that's another thing. A lot of people might be concerned, like, hey, I want to add you on as an authorized user, but I want you to have my card. So what I could do is add you as an authorized user and not give you the card. You're just gonna get the history.
So is that like, because I hear stories about like, parents doing this for their kids, and then their kids turn 18 and they got like fucking 800 credit scores.
Right.
Is that what they're doing?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So I mean, like I said, scores are not everything. So it's not like they can go and get $100,000 in the bank, but it definitely helps out their scores altogether. So,
Got it.
but it definitely helps it out.
Yeah, I like this episode a lot. Actually, we're probably gonna go past the normal hour on this one. I like this.
Yeah?
Yeah. We usually go about an hour, but you know what, dude? Podcasts, you got to go with the flow.
Hey, man, I appreciate it.
Because here's the thing, bro. Like, there's somebody listening to this podcast right now who's getting a lot of game, who's inspired.
Right.
Maybe they walked down the same path that you did, and they're relating to you right now. So I'm gonna guess how virtual assistants are working in your business based off of what you.
Okay, yeah.
Right? And actually, so what are your? So let's just finish your offerings without going into more details.
Right.
So your offerings, you have a monthly plan.
So a monthly plan. After that, we identify what your goals are, what you're trying to do. A lot of times they're new business owners, so they can't get the business lines of credit, right? Or the business loans, because a lot of times your business has to be at least 2 to 3 years, right? So I work with a lot of new business owners that might be within the first 2 years. So what I tell people to do, if your personal credit is built out enough, let's go get business credit cards, right? I say 0% interest business credit cards because look, you can get approved for $25,000 if you go to a local bank, credit union, local bank, even Bank of America, Chase, Wells Fargo, right? You get approved for this $25,000. You could use that $25,000 on any type of investment. You could use it in your business, and it's not going to report to your personal credit. Right.
So do you help these people get those cards?
So I help people be able to get business funding, but these business credit cards. If they have the age, I help them get business lines of credit. So how it works is I apply on the behalf of the client, right? And whatever they get, I charge a 10% fee.
Perfect. Wonderful. All right. So if I end up getting $100,000 in credit,
$10,000.
Which guys, by the way, is absolutely. I like percentage deals. Okay. I personally like percentage deals. Like I remember when my bookkeeper when she took over and did 3 to 4 years of my books. I can't remember. It was 3 or 4 years of my books, and I actually ended up getting back like $20,000 for the government.
Yeah.
I was like, she gave me her fee. I was like, no, fuck that. Here's 25%. Like,
Wow.
I appreciate you.
That's what's up. Right.
I wasn't expecting that money anyway, right?
Right,
And
exactly.
these people who are getting this money, like, you're not going to be expecting. Like, when in the world did you think you can get $50,000?
Right. Exactly.
Right. So yeah, and also like the time and experience and like, bro, like it's funny is like even I went through all those courses and I still don't have that type of credit line either. Right. So to me, I definitely see the value there. So okay, so now we have a monthly fee. We have a we'll call it a higher level offer that will streamline getting you these, and it's cool too because like once they basically start getting these credit lines, then can they eventually figure out how to get them themselves too, or?
Yo, for sure, yeah. So what comes in the program, I give them all the game on how to be able to do it themselves, right? Because I do it for them, get it done out the way, but also comes with a mini course showing them, hey, you can go to these banks, you can go to these credit unions. This is how you apply. These are the right products to apply.
So you have an e-course.
I got an e-course, right?
Nice.
Show them how to be able to do it, right? The exact game that I've learned and I've been able to use for myself and my businesses and my parents, I'm gonna be able to give it, or for my clients, I'm gonna be able to give out to you guys. So
love that. So those are your 2 offerings.
Exactly.
Perfect. So now I'm gonna imagine that. What you just said, there's a lot of repetitive work with following up on the disputes,
Right.
Making sure like hey, following up with the client, like, hey, you probably should have received a letter like a fucking week ago.
Right,
You still
exactly.
haven't told us. Do you have it?
Right.
So are these
Yeah.
things that you have your virtual assistants doing?
Right, exactly. So I have somebody help me out with the disputes,
Yep.
helping them. You know, I have a clients always want to get updates, so I have a customer service to be able to help me out with that. Also, I have another one who helps me with marketing, any types of funnels, any types of graphics. Anytime that you see one of my reels and it's edited, a lot of times it's from one of my VAs,
Nice,
right?
yeah.
And the reason why I wanted to go about that route is simply because, I mean, I could probably learn how to be able to do it myself, but do I want to learn? Do I want to take the time to be able to learn and do it? Or should I hire somebody who's already better than me at it, who's already been doing this, and them having a better product, right? And then, of course,
bro. For all of our video editing, I built an army to do
Let's
video
go.
editing. Yeah,
Man.
Like we don't do any of our own editing.
Right.
You know, so that's what's up. So so you have 3 full-time people.
Yes.
That's awesome. So let me ask you a question. What do you think it's going to take to get this business to the next level?
Man, you know, I'm going to definitely need.
And roughly, like, you don't have to say your revenue, but like roughly, like what's your? I know you're past 6 figures. Of course, okay? Like,
Right.
what-
Yeah. So I would say low 6 figures. I'm on
Okay.
low 6 figures. But in order to get to the next level, I'm talking about 500, 500,000. I'm definitely gonna need paid ads.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I need more consistent organic marketing. And me just getting myself out there.
Yeah,
more.
I feel like this service pays for itself. Like, or excuse me, this service, like, I feel like this service, oh God, that's the word I'm looking for. This service sells itself, right? Like, you know, just me listening to like you stating the facts and you saying what you're gonna do, and also like the fact that like I think there's a lot of people out there like me who don't care about price, they care about value, right? Like, and I think especially people listening to this and my close friends and family, like, or not family, but definitely close friends. We make decisions more value based. Like, okay, what am I actually getting, right? So you think you're gonna need paid ads? You think that like what could you be doing more, you know,
Man, look,
locally?
Just getting out there. I think just getting out there, I feel like I'm the best kept secret, right? So I believe in marketing is the key to everything, right? Without marketing, there is no business,
Yeah.
right? Because I have an excellent service, excellent product, but if I'm limited on resources when it comes to getting myself out there. You see me on Instagram and the organic marketing, but you know, you could easily burn yourself out, right?
Yeah, that's where. So like the way that I grew OutsourcePlug, and it's so you don't have kids. Do you have a girl,
No, I don't have any kids.
girlfriend, wife?
Oh yeah, I got a girl, yeah.
Okay. You guys live together?
No.
No. Okay, so live separate. And you live with family or alone?
Live alone.
Okay. So like for me, bro, the way that I grew, because you know we're past the 7-figure mark.
Nice.
You know, I'm hoping that within the next 3 years we pass the 8-figure mark.
Nice.
That's my goal for OutsourcePlug. But the way that I got here was literally like every single dime, dollar, like whenever I had it, I would hire someone. Whenever I got it, like, I
Nice.
would just continue to hire someone. And I'm in B2B, so it's really easy for me to hire like a salesperson and say, hey, call these business owners. And maybe you could take the same approach that I did. Maybe,
okay, yeah.
actually, matter of fact, why don't you take the same approach as I did? Why don't you put up like, you know, $1,500 a month, get yourself a CRM, build a list of the type of business owners you want to work with on
Right.
LinkedIn,
Yeah.
LinkedIn Sales Nav, you know, get Rocket Reach so you can get the phone numbers and emails,
Right.
and start reaching out to them and say, hey, I build business credit. I build
Right.
business credit.
Right,
and
right.
fuck fucking $100 to $150 a month. If you're targeting entrepreneurs, you can charge double or triple.
Let's go.
Right?
Okay,
Like
y'all get this
I
date right now?
yeah, like because like I think if you talk to like me, my business partner, any of like my clients that are close to me, I actually think that if you are telling me that when we get this thing fixed, I can get $50,000, $100,000 worth of credit,
Right.
You're and I'm paying you, let's say triple what you're asking right now,
Right.
150, 300, 450 a month. I do that times 5. yeah, bro, like it's to me the numbers make sense.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So if like that's one way because it's like B2C is like all right,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
B2C is all right. Like I don't like B2C.
Right.
I don't like. I actually think like one of the reasons why like real estate agents like you have to work with. I used to work in real estate as a marketing director, and real estate agents have to work with the client directly and have to make them fall in love emotionally with the home. Commercial real estate agents have to make sure that the numbers make sense.
It's all about the numbers.
Right. It's about the numbers to them.
It's less emotional.
No emotion. It's fucking numbers. This property is making me $10,000 a month, and if I buy it, I'm gonna make this much off the equity, or sorry, if I sell it, I'm gonna make this much off the equity. I'm gonna buy this property and fucking get to keep this money, and then I double my monthly income.
Right.
Makes sense.
Right. Yeah.
But when you're selling to consumers, there's like a romance that happens,
There
right?
is, man.
But like that's the thing. Like honestly, if I were you, I would just like figure out how to go B2B,
Yeah.
because then you can build a sales team.
Right.
And then you have unlimited leads, and you can call businesses all day long.
Huh. Yeah.
Hey, what's going on? Like one of your virtual assistants. My name's Anthony calling from Take FLYT, right?
Yeah, Take FLYT Solutions.
My name's Anthony calling from Take FLYT Solutions. We help businesses like yours get access to over $500,000 in funding.
Yeah.
What time would be best to set up a meeting with your CEO?
Yeah. I like that. Yeah.
Bro, I guarantee you. See, that's one thing. That's one thing about like, it's. I like offers that you can tie directly to money. Like if you're calling someone, you say, "I guarantee that I'm going to get you X amount of sales."
Right.
It's one of the best pitches.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
For me, it's not as strong because I call people and I say, "Hey, I'm going to help you save time and money." Saving time and money is not as strong as making money, right? So like for you, it's like, hey, we've helped other businesses unlock over $500,000 in credit by repairing and building business credit. Is this something you'd be interested in?
Right.
And then from there, you have a pitch deck. You just start fucking pitching all day long.
Yeah.
And raise the price.
Huh.
This is $199 to $150. That's consumer price.
Right. Let's step it up,
300 to 450. This is entrepreneur price,
Yeah.
or this is business price.
Right. I think I see that could just be easy transition too.
Yeah, you'll make more money. You'll work with people you like to work for.
Right.
And when people make you more money, you can focus on them more.
Right.
So that's
So OutsourcePlug, you guys have like SDRs.
sure. Yeah, we can hire you salespeople. Like, but also you know how to get your own virtual assistants.
Right.
You don't need me.
Right. Yeah.
If you want to use me and give me a commission, and that's what's up. But if I were you, I would turn Take FLYT into two divisions. Here's our personal division, and here's our business division.
Let's go.
And when you're targeting businesses, don't stop working with new businesses. Stop. 99.5% of them are going to fail, right? Work with people who already have in order to work with this division, you need at least 5 to 10 employees. You need at least
Right. Okay. Man, that's game.
Yeah. Change your business model,
For sure.
and
that's an easy transition too.
Super easy.
Right.
Just change your target.
Man, and look, this is the reason why I like talking to this man, because look, the first time I met him, he went on, like I said, a Zoom call, 2 or 3 Zoom calls, like an hour each, just spitting hella game, So that's $1 million worth of game right there.
Yeah, you're gonna, dude, and in terms of setting up your CRM and how to prospect and all that, bro, we can that's So this right now, I'm in the process of rebuilding my sales team. In April, once our funds are better, I plan on hiring a complete cohort of salespeople, and just getting everything started. But I'm kind of refreshing that whole department right now. But that's one of the things I love about my business is that number one, we're allowed to call businesses. They can't, do not call me. I'm not on the do not call list. Unlimited prospecting, bro. Unlimited prospecting. And matter of fact, if you wanted to, what I would do with you is I would hyper focus in the Bay Area. And this is what I'm doing actually here. This is something that I haven't talked about.
Y'all getting the juice right here.
Yeah, because, all right, so virtual assistant companies, we can service anybody, anywhere.
Right.
All throughout the United States, Canada, UK, Australia, right? We can do business everywhere. So I moved back to the Bay Area. Bro, how much is your rent in Fairfield? Yeah, you live in
Well,
Fairfield, right?
Well, I live in Vallejo, so I don't pay.
Why the fuck do I keep saying
I
Fairfield?
don't know, because I first said Fairfield, where my program
co-working
is.
spaces.
Yeah, co-working space.
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Vallejo. So what's your rent in Vallejo?
Well, I own Free and Clear, so I own the house for Free and Clear.
Huh?
I own the house Free and Clear, so I don't have to pay any rent.
If it was rented.
If it was rented, it'd probably be 20, 22.
22, perfect. So we moved here. So I lived out in the Central Valley for like 2 years because of COVID, whatever, right? But you know, and out there I was paying like, I was paying nothing.
Right.
Okay, I was paying like $1,100 a month, right?
Yeah.
And then we came back out here to Cupertino, and now with like utilities and everything, it's like between 42 to 4400 a month, right? But the thing is that I came back here because I knew that my business was deteriorating over there, and I wanted to be back around high-value people. I wanted to be back in an environment where I can go out, have fun, do my thing, but close deals. And since then, I've closed enough deals to make up for the difference in the rent plus more.
Love it.
But here's the thing. So now my sales team, my sales efforts are now only focused in the Bay Area. We used to call New York and fucking Chicago and LA. And I said, you know what?
The Bay Area.
I'm here. We're focusing here.
Right.
My phone calls are here. My paid ads are here. I'm going out here. I'm eating here. I'm going to events here. Right? So now it's like people are like, damn, I see you on the reels. I see you at the events.
Right,
I see you at like...
Recognizable face, right?
We're going to start sending out fucking like letters to these businesses.
Right.
Like, you see what I'm saying? We're like
right.
hyper focusing and like attacking this Bay Area.
Right.
So for you, same thing. You could literally follow that same exact tactic, right? You like, okay, like for example, like if you wanted to own Vallejo, you can go to LinkedIn right now to buy SalesNav. It's like $180 a month or something like that. Look up a list of all the businesses there, and bro, you'll probably start knowing some of these people. Build the list out and just start attacking. And just know, like, if you get the offer correct and you get the offer right, dude, instead of $100 a month, now you're doing $350, and then you start adding it up. You're like, damn. $350 every 10 clients, that's $3,500.
Right.
20 clients, $7,000.
Yeah.
You know, so it's probably around like 12 or 13 clients,
Right.
83,000, whatever.
Right.
That's $100K.
There we go. Yeah.
Every $100K every 12, 13 clients. Right. So every 12, 13 clients now, you're like, wait, is that correct? No, I think my math is wrong. 10, 35. So. Oh, yeah, my math is right. Anyways, see, that's why I didn't go to college. But, but that's like my point, though, right? Is that, there's, yeah, dude, I think that if I were you, I would completely refocus that.
Okay. Man.
And get away from B2C.
Yeah, bro. And I'm glad that you said that, man, because I was thinking of ways on how to be able to do it. Because I was at the same mindset, B2C can come with a lot of headaches sometimes.
You get DMs like, yeah, I wanted to inquire from my baby daddy.
Right. Look, man, look, bro, I'm trying to tell you, man. But yeah, man, I'm glad we had this conversation because I'm always thinking like, how was I going to be able to make that transition? Because I just don't hear too many of it. Maybe I'm not exposed to it, but I didn't know too many business funding companies are going to B2B, right? Especially like more established where it's under or at least five employees, right? So,
dude, I think my accounting company, they got us like a fucking credit. They got us like, they were like, hey, for every employee that you had in 2020 or whatever while COVID.
Oh, that's the ERTC?
Yeah, that shit, right? And they charged us like fucking $1,000 per employee. Right? Oh,
yeah.
Two different credits.
On the back end, right?
Yeah. And they just signed a contract with us, and I think we ended up paying them a couple grand.
Right.
I was like, shit, it was money that we were not going to see anyway.
That I was just talking to one of my homies today, and he hooked up or partnered with a company or an employer, had like 48 employees, clearing 37 grand off of a few pushing paper.
I just thought about one other thing. You can absolutely go partner up with bookkeeping companies, tax companies, and say, hey guys, you guys got the clients. I will, hey, let's do something. I get to keep the $350 a month, but we're going to get them to the point where when they get loans, I normally charge 10%. You keep 5%, I keep 5%.
I like that.
But then you get 10 times more clients
Yeah.
because they already got the clients and they got the books and they know.
Right. They know their
gi-
finances,
Give me,
they know
give me all your
everything.
clients that are over fucking $500,000 a year. I want to work with them.
Right. That's
But
the
you
jam.
see what I'm saying?
Nah, I hear that. Yeah. Man,
How long are we in?
A minute, an hour 8.
An hour? Okay.
man,
Yeah.
but that's some heat. That's
Yeah,
some heat.
yeah, but
I hope
I mean-
y'all taking notes. 'Cause I'm gonna be watching the replay about this for
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, this is going to be this is probably like one of the most value packed podcasts, that we've done, right?
Nice.
But yeah, man. But also again, this is why like proximity is so important, right? Proximity is incredibly important. Like I was just talking to like what's funny is like this client we went to go shoot a testimonial earlier today. I've never met this client,
Right.
Never, right? Which you should that should be your next goal too.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, we work with you?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Right.
'Cause-
Because you're so big, right? You
Well,
can't
it's not
keep
even
trying-
it's not even big. Like we're not. I mean, kind of big.
Y'all
Like,
big, bro.
We got.
You
a
trying
lot.
to be
We got-
humble,
see,
man. Look.
No. The thing is, like, we're not big, like revenue big, because it's
Right.
virtual assistants, but we have a lot of people. But the point is like, you can do the same thing where like you have somebody cold call it.
Right.
You show up and like all really you should be doing is pitching. Somebody should be cold calling, setting up appointments. Hey, Julian, can you show up? You fucking go through the decks. Here's why you
Right,
great.
right.
You need more information? We're gonna get you the course and YouTube. Peace.
Well, let me ask you this, bro. You talk about cold calling. You talk about VAs being the first person to contact. What if? Because I know my brand is I'm front facing, right? When people think of Take FLYT Solutions, they're going to see my face,
Yeah.
right? Or
When
they hear my
I see
voice.
T-Mobile on the TV, I see the CEO.
I mean, but you don't know the CEO of T-Mobile, though,
Nope.
right? So how can I? My concern is okay. VAs reach out, right? And then people are gonna say, okay, well, who are you? I know Julian, but I don't know you. And then I know a lot of people who might come to me because of who I am, right? So how do you think I'll be able to overcome the obstacle?
Nah. I think you built a great brand. Take FLYT Solutions.
Right.
People see this is the thing, like by you. All right. First off, I'm doing what you're doing.
Right.
Like I literally just told you, people come in, I pitch them,
Right.
and then I give it to the team, and the team handles everything from there. But also, as time develops, somebody else can pitch them. Same thing with Tony Robbins. We see Tony Robbins on YouTube. We see him giving game. We see him do all this. But when you sign up for his programs, he's not training you. He's got one of his coaches training. He's got, right. So the thing is that Julian built the brand. Now you need to focus on building the processes to make sure that when you're not there, it's still working at your standard.
Right.
You should always continue to market, continue to show your face, and for as long as you can until it scales up, pitch as many deals as possible.
Right.
But if I were you, I would probably only do like once or twice a month, like all of our monthly paying clients. Y'all get to be on a live with me.
Right. Got that.
But the thing is though, your goal this year should be to create an offer, right? Create an offer that makes sense for entrepreneurs where they're like, yeah, I like this. Because literally everything you teach, like if you could pay somebody $4 or $5 a month here locally to learn everything you know and just say the same things over and over, the same exact things. Because you're repeating the same stuff you say on social media, same stuff you say to the clients, same stuff. It's the same shit over and over and over and over again. So, number one, create the offer. Number two, get the salesperson, build the pipeline, get the cold calling going. Number three, get a pitch deck going. Okay. Do you have a pitch deck?
Yes, I do.
Perfect. Yeah, I love my pitch deck. My pitch deck is fucking 3 or 4 years old. It still, we haven't even changed it. The stats are still hella old. It still works.
Yeah.
People love that shit. Like she listens to me like pitch it all the time. And then once you have that, then you have your team who delivers on the product, right? But your goal should be to only pitch deals this year. Because that's all you should be doing is being the face,
Right.
pitching the deals.
Right.
Just because they see your face, that doesn't mean that they expect you to do the work.
Right.
Because
I love that.
if you, like the mentality of, I have to be the face, I have to be the person doing the work, I have to be the pitcher, I have to do this, I have.
Handcuff, bro. Man, look.
Just like right here, bro.
For sure,
You know
for
what I mean?
sure.
Like
And I've
we
felt
didn't
that
we didn't
before,
come into
bro.
business to be, you know, freaking slaves to our businesses.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Facts, for sure.
So that's where, like, you know, this year, bro, if like I would love by like November, you know, all you're literally doing is pitching, and then by next year you have somebody who can pitch for you. And then you just now you have a business that you can step away from.
Look, I love it. That's a gem. That's a gem. Hey, man, November, that's my birthday month, too. So,
Oh, for real? Oh, you're a
sir.
Scorpio?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir,
Oh,
man.
my son's a Scorpio. You guys on that Drake shit.
Hey, man, look,
Yeah.
life's good love, bro. I'm going to Jamaica, bro. I'm going to
word?
Jamaica. Yeah, I'm actually one of my good friends is getting married.
Oh,
Destination wedding, so I'm juiced about that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm doing it like you, man. Being out there for at least a week. You know, anytime you go, you talk about anytime you go 4 hours.
Yeah.
So haven't been before, so it's gonna be pretty cool, bro.
Yeah, I think this year, for me, I'm not going to be on vacation mode this year. I think this year is going to be like a year of recovery.
Grind mode.
Also, I got a baby on the way.
Oh, man.
So you know.
Oh, he's
if
just
you-
exposed
if you-
it. Oh, let's go.
if you made it this far in the podcast, you deserve to know. Yeah.
Let's go. I love it.
But yeah, man. So like this year is going to be like really recovery year, and pretty much like, you know, last year, probably on vacations I spent like between 35 to 45 grand, you know, just on vacations. And I think this year I'll probably put that away.
Where'd you go last year?
Nicaragua, the
Oh,
Philippines,
that's
right?
right, you did say that,
Yeah. So those, because the thing is, when I go on those vacations, like I go with my employees, I take them out, I buy them gifts.
For
there's
sure.
a
You
lot of
got
stuff
to. You
I
got
do.
to get them right.
Yeah, but and also too, last year was like it was more of like a year of like, damn, you got money. Like, you know, it was like I was like really trying to enjoy myself. But now I have a responsibility to pay back my loans. I want to make sure that by the time my baby gets here, we're all set.
Man, I love that.
You know, and just continue to thrive, man.
Man, I love that, man. Man, can I ask you a question, man?
Yeah.
What impact, because obviously a wonderful girlfriend, what impact has your girlfriend had on your business? Being in a relationship has been on your business?
It's a really good question. So I think something that, I think when her and I met, so when her and I met, my business was kind of like peaking. It was like peaky-ish, right? So she got to be around me when like I was like eating out all the time and going different places.
Yeah.
And, you know, she got to see like, you know, me in that mode. And then when we got together, at first she wasn't really too involved in my business, right? Like not very much. Like at first she was more of like my piece.
Ooh,
Like, you know what I mean? Like she
that's
was,
huge.
like, yeah, that was like where she was like my destination where I go to like,
Yeah,
you know, like
right. Now,
everything
that's so
else doesn't
huge.
matter.
That's so
I'm
huge.
here,
Right.
and that was like the very first benefit, I would say, and it was just like an overall life benefit.
Right.
As we've grown in our relationship, she has become very close with my son,
I love
which she
it.
doesn't have to, but
Yeah.
now he loves her, she loves him, and she helps out a lot now with like his homework, you know, taking him places. So she's like really filled in the role of like a stepmother, even though we're not married yet.
I love it.
And then, so now it's to the point where like, you know, she's completely like put everything down. You know, she closed her yoga studio, left her, she had a beautiful 4-bedroom house out there. And she's like left everything to come and be with me. And now I'm like, I don't want you to pay for anything.
That's
I don't want you to, like, that's what I don't want. Obviously, like she's been independent, like her, pretty much like her entire adult life has been very independent. So I think it's been kind of like difficult for her. Obviously, she still does her own thing, but the goal would be to not have her do anything. But also, like one of the coolest things that has kind of came out of this too, like business-wise, is she is extremely organized.
I love
right?
it.
So
Yeah,
she is
that's
like,
so huge.
you know, like you
You
guys
know how
are-
women are. Yeah, they on it, man, when it comes to organization.
Yeah, like and it's kind of weird when you look at our relationship, because like I grew up like hood, I hated school, like I did a lot of bad things.
Right.
I fucking cuss a lot. I'm not proper. None of this.
Yeah.
And you look at her. You know, she comes from like she grew up in Chino Hills. grew up with an education, speaks very proper, thinks, loves the education route, loves reading. Oh, she loves reading. Fuck, she loves reading. And I hate reading. But so it's really interesting how like we are so opposite in a lot of ways. But it also like helps now that she's like assisting me in like, my business stuff. And also like I'm helping her with like her podcasting. It's just been really interesting to see our personalities kind of balance that way. Ooh. But that's how she's helped me.
You guys are feeding each other, man. I love that. She has her dreams and aspirations, you feeding her, and she's feeding you. And I think that's so huge, man. I think, I work with business owners, people starting up. I know you're well established, but I know people starting up. I think one of the biggest downfalls is that they don't have the one person that's in their lives. I know there's guys who are hopping around, going from one girl to the next, to the next, to the next. They're spending all their business money on taking girls on dates, right? Taking girls out, trying to get some pussy, trying to go in the club, trying to find the next girl, man. But finding a girl who's gonna be down for you, support you, and be there, right? Where you'll be able to focus on one girl, focus on your business, and then clear everything else out the way. I think clearing out distractions is so huge,
See, but you know what? So like guys like that though, see, all right, because this is like these last 2 years really, these are the times where I've like done the most, right? But prior to that, man, I was grinding and working like crazy. I didn't care about women, but I think mainly because like I had a son, right? And also I have full custody of my son. So he's 11 now, but like, bro, it's been me and him. I don't collect child support for him, nothing. So I've always been responsible for him. But so like for me and my girl, because I wasn't planning on settling down actually. Like why think about it like this? Like why would I settle down? I'm at the point where like I was making more money than I've ever made. Right. I have more options than I've ever had. I've never had a problem with women, even though like I'm overweight and all that.
You got the mouthpiece, though. You got that mouthpiece.
You got that mouthpiece. Yeah, but so I got all these things down, right? And then like, bro, like realistically, like all I have to do is like lose weight, which I've done, and bro, like. I'm fucking a peak male out in this market, and I can attract a lot.
Right. Yeah,
exactly. So it's like for me it was like I knew that my girl was ambitious, which I think that was more important to me at first. Like, oh, like she's ambitious. But now that like we're going more into our journey, I think what's like ambition has kind of like not even been like a key point for me anymore, as much as like she wants to be a wife and she wants to be a mother. And like she's like that has for me like been more attractive as like I listen to my friends, they go out and they go and like fuck all these girls and they do all these things, and it's like, and dude, and don't get me wrong, I've had like my months where I've gone and done like crazy stuff and feel empty at the end of the month. Like I'm like, damn, right. Like I've done all that and I feel completely empty. And then I just keep listening to the conversations over and over and over again. And I'm like, shit, like, is this what it's going to be? Are we going to be fucking 45?
Right.
Are we going to be 45 and fucking sitting here, single ass men talking about which girls we fuck? Like, dude, I don't want to live like that.
Yeah, how long you want to do that for, right?
So to me, it was more like, wow, like and then when I met Lolo, I was like, damn, she does want to settle down. She does want to have kids. She's constantly growing. She balances me out. She's like,
so what's up?
So, but yeah, that was it. It's just like the biggest problem was that she didn't like football.
You don't like the Niners, no? We got to train her up on that.
And it's another thing too. She's an athlete, and I'm like, dude, like, why you want to be with this donut?
Hey, man.
But yeah, that was a great question. I appreciate you asking.
No, man, but it's so true, man. I just think that it's something that a lot of people overlook, bro.
Yeah. Wait, what about your girl?
Yeah, man. When I first started my business, for a lot of all the entrepreneurs on the call, you guys know, when you first start up, it's really all mental, right? Because there might be some signs or signs of doubt that you might have, self-doubt. There's a lot of people may not be supporting you. People might be thinking, oh, that's cute little business, da-da-da-da-da, right? And, you know, and if you're not strong-minded, you might get to you, right? You know, I had a strong mind, you know. I felt very confident in my skills. I was always smart, and, you know, I was always a hard worker. But, you know, when things just keep pounding, right, as entrepreneurship, starting up a business is, there's gonna be things that go wrong, right? And there's some things that I'm like, damn, do I want to keep going, right? And, you know, I met somebody who literally, I felt like at times she believed in me more than I believed in myself, right? And that was something different. I had never met anybody like that. You know, I met other girls and they said, oh yeah, that's cool, you know, cool, you got your business going on, I support you, rah, rah, rah. But when you meet a girl where she's like, no, like, get your ass up, we're getting this, what can I do to help you out? What can I edit this video? Can I go out with you to mark or to network? What do I gotta do? But we're not quitting right now, right? And that's what would change the game for me. Yeah. Right, because it's that peace of mind, like you said, but also that support system, bro. And I said, man, I can't replace that, man. You know, so I definitely felt like I got a real good one for all the entrepreneurs out there, man. Find yourself a girl who really believes in you, not just thinks it's a phase, right, or just he's probably gonna quit in a little bit. Find a girl who's always gonna be there, man. Once you find that, you good for life, bro.
Yeah. Hey, well, you better bring her to my birthday party.
Oh, bro, we about to be lit, bro.
Hey, man, you guys gotta roll up.
Hey, man, what we eating, bro? What type of food we got?
It's probably gonna be some Nicaraguan food. I don't know. We haven't decided yet, but you know, usually when I do these kind of parties, like I like to feed everybody my type of food, which actually, you know, Nicaraguan food, man, is very close to Jamaican food. We got the fried plantains.
Really?
Yeah,
I've never heard that before.
Yeah, and you know, it's interesting. What's interesting is, like, on the coast of Nicaragua, there's like a lot of Jamaican people that like descended or, you know, like migrated towards like the coast. So it's really freaking interesting when I meet these, you know, so they're like, they're Afro-Latinos, which, you know, in Nicaragua, the Spanish accent is like, it's kind of like an Italian Spanish, like, you know, Antonio Baosa, ¿dónde estabas? It's like, you know, that's what it sounds like. But it was so interesting the first time I heard, like, someone with like a Jamaican type accent. It was like just weird.
That blew your mind.
Yeah, I was like, what? Like, hold on. And then here downtown San Jose, there's a Jamaican place that, like, the first time I tried jerk chicken, I was like, God damn.
They changed your life. I'm trying to tell you, jerk chicken is something different.
What is this? Right? It was fire. Yeah, I think it's called God.
Shout them out.
I forget, but it's literally right here.
We might put it in the show notes. We put it in the show notes.
Yeah, but yeah, man. So, but you know what? So, Julian, I think right now we're gonna wrap up.
Yeah, bro.
The
it's
pod.
all good.
But man, I appreciate you coming out. And if anybody wants to get a hold of you, how do they do so?
They can holler at me, Instagram at JTalksCredit. You can find me on Facebook. Join my free Facebook group where we talk everything about business credit, business funding, and credit repair. Give out daily free gems, motivational posts, everything to be able to get you to the next level. It is called Business Credit, Funding, and Credit Repair. It's easy to join. I'll get you in. You get access to my free business funding checklist. I got a lot of freebies in there, guys. Go check it out. Also on TikTok. Man, I'm almost on all the platforms, bro. So, but yeah, come holler at me, guys.
Holla. All right, y'all. Thank you for listening. Yeah.
Hey, man. It's an honor, bro. It's an honor.
Fire.